Now I'm going to look at the trailer axle. The parts depend on the trailer type. I'm going to check my spring mounts, make sure they're secure, have no cracks or broken welds. If there is an equalizer equipped, I'm going to check my equalizer mounts, make sure they're secure and have no broken welds. Then I'm going to check my leaf springs, make sure they're not cracked, missing, damaged, or separated. If there is an equalizer equipped, I'm going to check the equalizer arm, make sure it's secure, has no missing nuts or bolts, and it's not cracked or broken. Then I'm going to check my U-bolts, make sure they are tight and secure. Then I'm going to check my torsion bar, make sure it's secure, has no missing bolts, and it's not bent. Then I'm going to check my shock absorber, make sure it's securely mounted, have no missing nuts or bolts, or oil indicating a blown shock. Then I'm going to check my upper and lower airbag mounts, make sure there's no missing nuts or bolts, and the airbags have no cracks or dry rot. Now I'm going to look at my trailer brakes. I'm going to check the airline, make sure it's secure and has no cuts or leaks. Then I'm going to check the brake chamber, make sure it's securely mounted with no cracks, leaks, or dents. Then I'm going to check my slack adjuster and push rod. With the brakes released and pulling on it, there should be no more than 1 inch of movement. Then I'm going to check that there's no missing cotter pin. Then I'm going to check the brake drum for heat cracks, discoloration, or fluid in the drum. Make sure there are no missing parts. Then I'm going to check the brake lining. Make sure there are no chunks missing, no cracks, and no fluid on it, and it should have a minimum of 1/4 inch of thickness. Now I'm going to check my trailer tires. I'm going to check the inner and outer sidewall of the tires for cuts or bulges. And I'm going to make sure it has a minimum of 2/32 inch of tread depth, and I check that with a tread depth gauge. Then I'm going to check my tire pressure and make sure it's at 100 psi, and I check that with a tire pressure gauge. Then I'm going to check the bud rims, make sure they are butted together and there's nothing stuck between them. Then I'm going to check my inner and outer rim for cracks or welds. Then I'm going to check my lug nuts, make sure they are tight and there is none missing, and there is no signs of rust or black streaks indicating looseness. Then I'm going to check my hub, make sure it is full, and the hub seals are not leaking, the inner or outer hub seals. Then I'm going to check my valve stem, make sure it's capped and not touching the rim. I'm still checking the frame and cross supports and DOT tape, and making sure that the splash guard is secure with no more than 50% missing, and the reflector and side lights are clean and operational in red in color. Now I'm going to look at the rear of the trailer. On the rear side of trailer, there should be an ABS light, if equipped, on the driver's side rear corner, and it's amber in color. Then I'm going to check my marker and clearance light. Make sure it's red in color, operational, not broken or missing. Then I'm going to check my clearance and marker lights. Make sure they're clean and operational and red in color. Then I'm going to check my left and right turn signals, my 4-way flashers, my brake lights, and tail lights. They should be red in color and operational. Then I'm going to make sure my DOT tape is in place and secure. Then I'm going to check the bumper of the trailer, make sure it's secure, has no broken welds, missing nuts or bolts, and it's not damaged.